Hello, everybody. Sorry for the slightly delayed start, but I am live with another attempt at the ancient cave. Yep, back to the cave mines. The birds yearn for the mines. Oh, right. I should probably get my team. Same to you. I hope everyone is having a good Sunday morning. Ideally relaxing. You know, I should actually look up if those attack items are worth using. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use them, so the answer is probably not. How's everybody doing this morning? Not a bad early pickup. Not a great one, but it is an attack spell, so that'll let me get cores at least. Nice. Yeah, I have a decent amount that I need to get done today. My shoes have developed new holes, so it's I forgot to swap it for me. So I need to go get that dealt with. I mean, I think I get what you mean. Just figuring out what you plan on doing with your day, even if it's not like a set in stone plan. Even at first strike. Ah, the classic pastime. Yeah, I suppose since you finished Tactics, it's time to find a new game, huh? I was unfortunately up way too late last night, so we'll see how coherent I am today. I have not heard of Sea Fantasy. Is that like a JRPG sort of deal, or is that more of like something else? I don't know, the name just gives me JRPG vibes. Where are the stairs? Off to a great start already. Ah, it's a fishing game. Got it. Addish kick. Actually, tune in. You know it's a JRPG, but only the good parts. Etrian Odyssey. None of that running around between towns or any of that. You just go into town, buy your stuff, then you go into the dungeon. I'm trying to remember if any of the gathering points are fishing. There are absolutely running errands for the humble farmer and fetch quests. It's just you do them all in the dungeon. The humble farmer absolutely will need, 5 turnips from the gathering point on floor 4. Or 15 monster bits from the very tasty pig monster on floor 15. Exactly. You know, I should probably potion up at this point. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's fair. P5R is, there's a lot of game in that game. Honestly, the only reason that I can say that I beat P5R is because I got it when I was unemployed around the start of the pandemic. Ah, yeah, that'll do it. Have you been able to get anywhere in EU5 without it crashing at this point? Oh, okay. I just assumed that it crashing immediately the first time meant it would continue to crash, but I guess good that it didn't. Hey, I found a Twink Wizard from Baldur's Gate. Alright, you can stop giving me mid-tier magic now, game. Unless it's stronger. I'll take stronger. All that for a dagger. Yeah, I'm just gonna get him out of the way. getting a few early fights in isn't a bad thing to kickstart your levels anyway. Always take more miracles, because I definitely need them. Ouch. Mega Moth. Please don't kill Artie. They really wanted him dead. Let's see if this is strong. Oh, is this one of the big single room floors that you occasionally see? Sure looks like it. Oh no, there's the door. Just a big room. I think that's a mimic. Yeah, it's a mimic. I have to get used to seeing them on the this CRT. Which, ooh, champion, nice. Like, is actually easier, I think, but I have to get used to how the color difference looks versus what I'm used to. So many figures. Figaro is another one that, like, I feel like I should be able to figure out what it's supposed to be, but I never was able to, because, like, it's some sort of tool, but I'm not sure. Figaro. Does it say? Oh, no, it doesn't. So the Dakar Blade can start dropping as of floor 15. I think the first few floors, there's actually not a ton that's super valuable. But you definitely want to still try and get as much as you can, because you just kind of need the kickstart. But the early floors are definitely a little more skippable than a lot of other stuff. Don't think I've ever seen two of those enemies interact that way before. Come on. Okay, I'll take that. Oh, another core. Alright. Please don't kill Maxim. Alright. Man. Oh wait, I have champion. Right. Have any MP regen? I think Charred Newt gives you a little bit. Yeah. Of course. One more floor and we can start holding our breath for every red chest. Please don't do that. You will probably suffocate very quickly, but, you know, metaphorically. Cutter Whip. That just makes me want another Kirby game that uses the power combination system from Kirby 64. Which, understandably, they're probably never going to do again because it was a little awkward, to be honest. And they had to reduce the number of powers in the game to accommodate the combinations, which I don't feel like it's Sakurai's thing to reduce anything. Speaking of Kirby, I don't have one, Switch 2, and really no intent to get one, but that makes me sad because Air Riders seems really good, and I really liked the original. Is anyone here planning on picking that up? You want to run around a track as a hamster? So many whips. I don't have the single whip user. remember if that's sleep or poison. It's sleep. That's fine. Nice crit. Yeah, sleep in this game is annoying because it isn't one of the games where getting hit wakes you up. Status effects in general are really pretty rare in the main game, or at least things don't generally last long enough in the main game for them to matter, but they are pretty mean. Right, Shayla? You just find your local mushroom monster. I'm sure that'll go well. Although, to be honest, I'm an incredibly deep sleeper. Even if my sleep isn't high quality, I don't get woken up very easily. I'm good on low and mid-tier attack spells. Can't complain too much. I did get champion, I suppose. Alright, early Curse Lifter is nice. That lets me be a little bit more cavalier about equipping something cursed if I find it. Hey Jeffy, thanks for the good luck. I'm gonna need it, because I'm certainly not gonna skill my way through. Whips and tools. This seed really wants me to have taken the worst two characters in here. Not quite a kill. Oh no. Well, I suddenly feel a lot more motivated to win, if that's the case. Oh, like, honestly, Quill, also, for one thing, hi. And the other, yes, like, the music in this game is incredible. I would say it's a little inconsistent sometimes, but overall, like, the music in this is really, really good. So, fun Ash fact, one of the first remixes that I ever encountered that taught me that the concept of a video game song remix exists was I just randomly found I was looking for MIDI files of video game music. And finding MP3s because I wanted to burn them to a CD so I could put it in my car so I could listen to it on my drive to my Chinese restaurant in a grocery store teenager job. Dating myself in a billion different ways here. And I found Livehouse SSH's site and their remix of the boss battle theme, and I was just completely blown away. Ooh, blue chest and a monster. Yeah, like, I guess not so much in terms of quality, just, ooh, fry sword, nice. Just like, yeah, I think it's less the quality of it is, like, I don't think there are any, like, bad songs. I just think that there is a huge gulf between, like, the SS tier songs, like your Sinistral's theme, your your Doom Island theme, the Final Run theme, and there's just some songs that are like, yeah, these are here. Nothing is actively annoying to listen to or, like, bad. There's just a decent amount of forgettable stuff. But man, the stuff that hits is real good. Nice. Alright. I'll take that. Alright. Yeah, these guys are scary, but I might get a deadly sword. So, honestly, the answer is mostly nostalgia, Toonhead. I have always really liked this game. Like, I'm being honest when I say, like, this game actually, like, does a lot of incredibly unique stuff in multiple different arenas. Like, there's just a lot of stuff in this game, like, I don't think anyone has ever really quite as successfully married, like, Zelda-style puzzling with a JRPG core quite as well as this game managed. I think the Mystery Dungeon-style movement mechanics are really interesting. And, like, I played the game a lot as a kid and was obsessed with the Ancient Cave. And, like, I once again still think that it's, as far as, like, a pioneer in Mystery Dungeon stuff goes, one of the more unique ones out there. Yeah, Zelda meets Dragon Quest is a good way of putting it. Like, I just really like this game. And having never gotten the Jelly Kill as a kid, I kind of wanted to get good enough to do that. And it's just the kind of thing that you can just kind of sit down and do a run of, see how far you get. I don't think I'm ever going to, like, grind out and try and become, like, you know, top of the leaderboards or things. There are far too many people who have played this far too long and are amazing at RPGs in general. Like, I'm not trying to Bob L. Magus here. Like, I would be content with having any time on the leaderboard and just getting consistent enough at it that I feel competent. But, yeah, I mean, the answer is I just enjoy playing it. Also, because it's one of the things I talk about a lot, going back to the music, I think one of the more underappreciated songs in this game that's honestly probably one of my favorite, yeah, these guys are, is, I think the map theme is one of the best JRPG overworld themes, like, just kind of period. It has that kind of melancholy but of adventurous feeling to it that, like, I really, really like. I put it up there with Terranigma's Underworld theme. I think they have kind of similar vibes to them. Which, if you have not listened to Terranigma's Underworld theme, do yourself a favor and look that up on YouTube. Yeah, this dungeon theme is really good. I think one of the things that I was talking about with, like, inconsistency, like, the theme for the first 20 floors of the Ancient Cave is, like, once again, it's not bad. It's fine. It gets a little bit repetitive faster than some of the other ones, I think. Attack, defense, strength. Sure. Yeah. Or if you were me, you do hear it very long, because it's one of the few songs I can put on an extended version of and just listen to for forever. But yes, in-game, definitely. Honestly, Terranigma is a game that I should finish sometime. I played it a bit back in the day, just as part of my rounds of playing the games that, like, I was reading about online that were like, this never came over, and it's great, it has a fan translation. But I never beat it. I wonder how sicko the retro achievement set is for Terranigma. Oh, hell yeah, I got to introduce someone to the Terranigma Underworld theme. It is one of the all-time greats. Like, yeah. And yeah, Terranigma is, so many burn swords. Terranigma is the lost Yeah, I mean, to the U.S. I think it came out in Europe, didn't it? But yeah, it for some reason never came to the U.S. But it is the final game in Quintet's. What do they call it? I guess the Soul Blazer extended universe. Yeah, it had a PAL release. So it's got those same themes of, like, regeneration of the world. Another Curse Lifter. Alright. You know, if I had unlimited time to stream, that would absolutely be a series I would do, is just going through, like, Quintet's, honestly, just, like, their SNES game library. Illusion of Gaia, Soul Blazer, Terranigma, Robotrek. Robotrek is a really cool game. Evo, also a banger. What's the title of the PC-98 version of Evo? 46 something or other, the Shinkaran or something like that? Illusion of Gaia is a game that I have a lot of nostalgia for, but I can absolutely see why someone would bounce off of it. It's probably the most obtuse of the trilogy. It suffers a decent amount from, like, trying to figure out how to find the next plot trigger sometimes. Also, that, when you did them, were you, like, 100%ing them? Did you do, like, the red gems and stuff? Oh, that is pathetic. See, that's me with Illusion of Gaia. Okay. So, one, I'm really glad Illusion of Gaia came with, it actually came with a guide to, like, the first few sections of the game as part of the manual, which I thought was really cool. Magics. But that also led to me, spending way too much time trying to get that first goddamn red gem. Because, as far as I know, that thing was just RNG. I guess it may not be the first one, but the one the fisherman has to get. Yeah, that's fair. It's definitely got a different feeling than the rest because you're kind of following the main group instead of, like, restoring the world as you go. You don't really restore the world until the very end. Radish kick. When do we get Sully in again? Yeah, I wonder if there's like a Legends of Localization or something about Illusion of Gaia, because Illusion of Gaia talks a lot about death, and I could absolutely see the localization at the time butchering that. Because, like, there was the whole... there was stuff like the Russian roulette shot glass section, and actual discussion about, like, honest-to-God slavery happening, and, like, they absolutely had to... Calling it butcher is probably a really strong word for what they did, but, I definitely think they had to do more tweaking to make it fit Nintendo's sensibilities. Because, like, there was a lot of fucked up shit in that game. Sanitize, yes, that's a good word. I mean, it's not, but, And I definitely think out of all of the trilogy, Gaia would suffer from that the most. Which, honestly, oh, damn it. I am spending too much time talking, not enough time thinking, but, like, I almost wonder if that had something to do with the fact that it didn't get localized, Terranigma didn't get localized. Terranigma was also super late, and there were a lot of games that just kind of didn't come to the US around that time, because people didn't think it was worth it. Damn it! Ah, I knew well... The Berserk Blade is really bad. I had meant to feed that before I, accidentally equipped it. I guess that's better than the Burn Sword. It's fine, I had 2 Curse Lifters. Out of all of the times to make that mistake, this was the time. See, what I'm really doing here, I'm certainly not learning bad habits or anything. What I'm doing is, tying my learning of this to streaming is just putting on the weighted training, anklets. And if I ever do an offline run, I'll be unstoppable. That's what's happening here. Goodbye, Sully. Ah, it is Dark Elemental, though. That's good to know. Honestly, the slight dip in attack is probably worth it to be equipping not a Dark Elemental weapon that doesn't have insta-kill on it. Random walk strikes again. Get out. That's what happens when you crit with a Fry Sword against something undead. Ooh, Samurai Jump. I don't actually remember what that one does. Just attack and defense. Sure. So, taking inventory of what I have, kind of what I want to see, I really want to find a Fatal Pick, or some other deadly weapon. I like the Fatal Pick the most, though, because it goes on Artie. I guess, I don't remember if the Deadly Rod has instant kill or not, but I don't think so. But a Fatal Pick would be ideal because Artie's weapon matters the least, and he's the fastest, so it kind of synergizes the best. I would take a Deadly Sword, but I really, really want a Deadly Weapon of some variety to deal with random encounters. Obviously, I still want a Gades Blade and or a Dakar Blade. A Fry Sword is actually a pretty good start, I think. I don't remember what Sizzle ends up working out to be. It's not ideal, but it can fill a slot for the Jelly Kill. You're never sad to have one. Trick would be nice. If I don't find anything amazing, like, honestly, Fry or Zap, I can never remember which one is the stronger of the two. I think it's Fry, because that's the blue chest sword. Would obviously be ideal for Artie. Or at least an option. If I get another old sword this time, I will not feed it to Sully. I hope. So the cave is 100 floors. I guess, oh, did it? What is going on there? What is going on here? might have fixed it. Ish. Okay. No clue what happened there. Although I wonder, it might be because, so part of the jank setup that I need to figure out physically is, my webcam is currently sitting on top of the PVM, and there is a window behind me, which I do have the blinds down, but it's possible that, like, enough sun is getting through that it's screwing with it or something. I do like having sun in here. Still cheaper. You know, I normally agree with you, but given the time of year, I need to take what sun I can get. Even a night owl needs a little bit of sun. As much as I'm loath to admit it. I'm running. So anyway, sorry about that. I guess, how familiar are you with the ancient cave in general? I explained quite a bit last time, but I know there's some people here today that weren't here on Friday. Because I'm happy to explain how the run works and like what the goals are and stuff again. Yeah, it is definitely way too warm. So the basics are, it's 100 floors, like I mentioned, kind of divided roughly into biomes, roughly every 20 floors. Oh, this is a monster room, and that is a blue mimic. And the goal is to get to the bottom of the 100... That's another blue mimic. That is so many blue mimics. The goal is to get to the bottom and defeat the Ancient Jelly. The Ancient Jelly is kind of a joke super boss, I guess. That manifests as a DPS check, essentially. The first turn, it will fully heal your party. Then the next 2 turns, it does nothing. Ooh, Fatal Pick. Nice. And then after that, it runs away. It doesn't get considered a win if it runs away. It's a giant sack of HP. I would have to look up exactly how much it is, but it's a lot. And so, basically the goal of getting to the bottom of the run itself is to try and build up enough equipment to deal with it before it runs away. Yeah, you only have 3 rounds. Alternatively, you can break the scripting by killing your own party, which is often easier. But it doesn't count as a successful run for the speed run if you win that way. Yeah, that's fine. So, what we're looking for is stuff that has fractional HP. Wow. So, the key to winning that fight is basically having weapons with good IP attacks. Which I haven't been using them, but IP stands for Ikari points or Rage points. It's that third orange bar. It fills up when you take damage. And you can spend percentages of it on abilities that are tied to your equipment. We are looking for equipment that has IP attacks that ideally do fractional HP damage, so things like the Gades Blade is, I believe, 1/4 of, it does just a quarter of its HP. And it has, I think, a physical attack component too, so it's like a quarter of its HP plus a little bit. The Old Sword is 1/6, that sort of thing. The other thing we're looking for, since there aren't that many pieces of equipment that do fractional damage, and you do need to finish them off, we're looking for things that have multipliers on them. So a 3x damage is ideal. Which, for example, I don't think I have, but it'll say there are some swords that have some piece of equipment that have like 3x damage attacks on them. And barring that, that's kind of the ideal scenario, is if you have... There's two pieces of equipment that are really good. The Gades Blade, which is a blue chest equipment, that does that aforementioned 1/4 damage. And there is the Dakar Blade, which is a red chest item that has Octo Strike on it, which is just 8 hits, which is the strongest, like, just multiplier there is on an IP attack. There are ways of cobbling together enough damage. If you don't find those, there are things like Trick, which is the spell that increases your attack. Things like the Fry Sword just have enough base damage that, like, even though Sizzle isn't super great as an attack, it's, like, not bad. There are calculators, too, that will help you. I don't actually know how strong the combo attack on the Gorgon Rock is. That might be a viable option, too. I have to look. Like I said, there's tons of resources out there. The community is great and has compiled, like, spreadsheets and calculators and things that you can use to figure out your optimal slime killing strategy. And the Gades Blade, so blue chest items are just in a blue chest item. There's nothing you can do to manipulate your chances of getting anything of there from there. But red chest items are kind of tiered, and there are things that will only drop in certain floor ranges in certain red chests. I think it's kind of an attempt to make it so, like, you don't open your first red chest in the ancient cave and get, I don't know, a burn sword or something. So, starting at floor 15 is when the Dakar blade can start dropping. And I think it stops dropping something like floor 70, I don't know. I could be completely wrong about that. There's a spreadsheet, I can look it up. Valor, very nice. That's a revive spell. Oh, right. You get me Fatal Pick. So another key component is, there are a lot of really brutal encounters in the Ancient Cave, and sometimes you're going to have to deal with them. And instant death weapons are really effective in this game. They're generally cursed, which is the downside. And they have really low attack. But I want to say the Fatal Pick is like an 80% chance to proc death. And really the only stuff it doesn't work on is unholy elemental stuff like undead. So when you start getting down into the later floors where things can survive multiple rounds of getting hit even by your strongest hitters, it's really important to be able to instant kill things. Yeah, it's, like, wildly effective. And that's why I was specifically looking for, like, the Fatal Pick, because Artia doesn't really do a ton of damage by himself, but he is incredibly fast. So the combination of those two things means that he's generally able to kill things before they get a turn, and I'm not losing out on much damage normally by having him not do any actual damage if he doesn't have an insta-kill. Just a moment. Okay, that's a little awkward, but I'll have to figure it out later. The laptop that I'm using for chat was low on battery, and I had to figure out a way to get the cord over to it without obscuring everything. It kind of works, I guess. There we go. Alright. I think that's a speed one, which is really nice. It is. So, another key mechanic, because there weren't enough already. One of the reasons you bring Artie, the reason you bring Artie is because of his speed. This is important for things like this Fatal Pick, but also because running is a weird calculation that is mostly affected by your highest agility character's agility. And running is really important. Going first to run is even more important. So, despite the fact that the entire party's agility is a factor in running away, you actually want to buff Artie's agility as much as possible. At least in my mind, intuitively, I would have, you know, tried to buff like Dakar's agility so he might actually get to go before something. But nope, you want all the speed on the speedy elf boy. Let's not fight you. This game also illustrates why I have the utmost respect for RPG speedrunners, because, like, yeah, there isn't necessarily the physical execution requirements that you have in, like, a high movement platformer or something, but holy shit are you juggling so much information and trying to process it quickly and menuing and, like, pivoting when RNG doesn't work your way and, like, shoutouts to all the RPG speedrunners out there. Y'all are amazing. Yeah, a good menu is super satisfying to watch, and if you've never tried to menu quickly, it's not obvious just how hard that is to do sometimes. Like, even in my little meme speed run of the any percent of this game, like, part of the reason I've never run a timer is because, like, I would actually just have to go build up muscle memory to remember even that small set of, like, 10 steps. Which, granted, part of that is hitting down 78 times, but still. Like, the world record for that run is 52 seconds. It is incredible. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that's the least obvious if you haven't played a bunch of different RPGs, is, like, every menu acts just a little bit differently. And... oh, right. And a lot of them have just that little bit of lag that you have to account for, or, like, input delay, or not input delay, but, like, time between inputs it'll accept. Yeah, response time, that's a good way to put it. I don't know I'm getting past this with... well, maybe I'm getting past this without a fight. Nice. So, also, if it wasn't obvious, just from watching, this game uses a very Mystery Dungeon inspired enemy movement style, in that things only move when you move. A lot of the reason they did that is because there are puzzles that take advantage of enemy movement, and also I think it kind of reinforces the general puzzle focus of the game, in that even just moving around the dungeon and dealing with the monsters is sort of a puzzle. Because every monster, there are different classes of movement that every monster falls into, and they all react differently. So you've seen there are the enemies that kind of do the Link to the Past. Are they sparks? Bubbles? I guess the SMW spark is a good example. Like that zombie there, where it and those guys that will just like attach to a thing and rotate around it. There's enemies that chase you. There's enemies with line of sight. There's enemies that move randomly. There's enemies that move like once for every couple steps. All kinds of movement that all interact in. No. And then there's the teleporting enemies like that, who don't respect the bounds of the floors. Of the rooms, I should say. And then there's those guys. They suck and chase you super fast, like so. Yeah, I'm not getting out of here. So, these guys are assassins. As you can imagine, they are very fast and have instant kill. They're not as bad as the ninjas later, but they're pretty bad. I got super lucky that they all just attacked Sully. Also, shoutouts to SNES pixel art. That red chest is not worth it. Anyway, shoutouts to SNES pixel art, like, alright, dark sky, light shining through clouds, backgrounds. Gotta be one of my favorite aesthetics. Is this the good deadly sword? Ominous, yes. So, a little quirk is that there is an ancient cave-specific deadly sword that shares everything with the normal deadly sword, except for the fact that only Maxim can equip it, and it has the word ominous in its description instead of, like, dangerous or something like that. One of them, this one, has a bunch of has the instant kill property. The other one doesn't. They're both cursed. So if you're not paying attention, you can equip a cursed weapon on Maxim and get nothing for it. It's fun. So this is yet another mechanic. You have your little capsule monsters here, who you feed. No, you are not getting a sizzle sword. Shut up. To evolve them. They have things that they want, that will give them extra bonus, but their tastes get more expensive as you feed them more expensive things, and less expensive as you feed them less expensive things, but they don't grow from it. There's like a whole complicated chart that I don't know to do it super efficiently, but I just kind of throw stuff at it until it evolves, to be honest with you. Because it kind of ends up evening out if you feed it stuff it doesn't like until it's fine with it. No, you are not getting my deadly sword either. Alright. And this is the form we were after, at least for now. This form doesn't use them super often, but it has some really, really powerful AoE attacks. Also, when the run is over, I should actually double-check that Sully is the correct choice. I think that's been in flux for a little bit. Because there are a few different options for useful ones. Flash is a bit of a safety option because it has some healing, the Light Elemental one. I think the Dark Elemental one might technically be faster than Sully, but it's a little bit more volatile because it doesn't have nearly the tankiness that Sully does, so he runs away a lot. I think one of them might have one, but it actually kind of ends up working out that you just want them to hit really hard. Because the fractional attacks are more useful at the beginning of the fight, and there's no way to control when it uses what, if it uses anything at all. Also, it says something about how strong status effects are in this game, that, like, there are 2 giant minotaurs with axes bearing down, and also one little chibi cute Medusa over there. The Medusa's priority target number 1. Absolutely. I was talking about it on Friday too, but I think that another thing that I really like about this game is I think the enemy battle sprites have a lot of charm. But sometimes that charm comes at the cost of, like, visual cohesion. Like, I should really look up to see if they had, like, multiple monster designers or something, because they kind of have to have. Because, like, I mean, compare and contrast that Minotaur and that Medusa sprite, and, like, they look like they're from completely different games. It almost looks like someone was doing, like, bashing together a bunch of RPG Maker, default assets from different packs or something. Yep, The cuter a monster is, generally the worse it is. That's just how it works. Alright, blue core, can I get any greens? Not. Okay. So cores are the metal slimes of this game. And they work, for all intents and purposes, pretty equivalently to a metal slime, except they're supposed to be basically immune to magic. But due to what I think, if I recall correctly, is an overflow error because they give them all 255 magic defense, that it overflows and they basically have no magic defense. So you could just nuke them. Yeah, this game gets a bad rap for being programmed badly when, actually a lot of that stuff is the fault of the, localization. The US port of this is, it's problems. There's a lot of problems with it. They screwed up a few things, but it's still got some of that, SNES RPG jank like that. I'm pretty sure that's still a thing in the JP version. But they did not do a very good job with the text coding in the NA version. For example, if I scroll left and right, you might see that it doesn't properly clear the text that doesn't directly get overwritten. Which is part of how you get the, I think that the credits warp only works in NA, because it has to do with a lot of that stuff. Why did I do that? I would have been fine if I just walked forward. Does the Fatal Pick have a lower kill rate than the Deadly Sword? Oh no, it's 80%. I'm just getting unlucky. Okay. I guess I can also talk about, so there is a sort of meta progression element to this that doesn't come up in the official run, because you have to start a new run every time. Ooh, green core, nice. And that is the blue chest items. I'm doing this in gift mode, which is a special mode you get for beating the game twice. That just lets you pick your party and go into the ancient cave. The meta progression element and the reward for doing this in the main game is the blue chests. Everything, you go down to level 1 and lose everything. when you enter the Ancient Cave, except for items that came from blue chests. Those you get to keep when you leave and bring back in. Hello, Tormod. Thank you for the screaming and the sub. Oh no. Well, I'm not getting away from this guy, so... I'm just glad you're here. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, blue chests. So the intended play pattern for the Ancient Cave is to have to do multiple runs to build up enough good blue chest equipment to kind of steamroll things. But we don't do that because I don't know, something's wrong with us. But yeah, the run is going fine so far. I don't have any of the stuff that I would really hope to have yet, but there's time. I don't know. Happy Fun Ball is a happy fun time and definitely not terrifying, so... Also, thank you for those redeems, Toonhead. I have drank some water and it's sitting up straighter. As long as you don't taunt Happy Fun Ball, there is no terror involved. I want you to know, Jeffy, that with the stream delay, I said that at the exact moment your chat message came up, so I'm glad we're on the same wavelength there. There's something very satisfying, as annoying as it is for the speedrun, about the delay between the hit and the instant death proc. Just like, it gives the feeling to me of the classic, like, samurai who cut a guy in half, but he doesn't know it until a few seconds later. Another mechanic, I kind of glossed over it earlier. You see that bush that looks slightly different? That's 3 tiles south of me. I'm not gonna... Oh, actually I will. That's a weird bush that hides a healing tile. Unfortunately, there are no MP healing tiles in the Ancient Cave, but it's nice to find an HP healing tile when you can. Especially if you're not as lucky as I am this run and didn't get strong. It's one of those things that, if you're paying attention, it's easier to notice, like, once you know what to look for. And eventually, when you've seen 1,000 normal bushes, it can kind of catch your eye. It's like, yep, that's a slightly different thing scrolling by. But I also miss them a lot because it's pretty subtle. Teleport? These guys not teleport. There you go. You know what? I don't care enough. I am kind of in a position where I really do need to scour every floor, though, because, like I said, I haven't really found anything useful for the jelly kill yet, and while there's still time, sooner is better than later, because I'm on B50, and things are about to start getting a bit mean. I also need to be a lot more careful around teleporting enemies. Because of that. No, you're at 0 MB. I'll just give you a miracle. Please. You are determined to be an ass, aren't you? There we go. I just had to call him names, I guess. Absorb is nice. That's essentially Final Fantasy Osmos. Ooh, blue chest. Alright. Come on, Gades Blade. That is the opposite of a Gades Blade. I have nobody who can equip that. Also, I'm going to get on my soapbox here after seeing that RD Defends text box, and dude's name is Artia. He was called Artia in Lufia 1. I have absolutely no idea why they shortened it to RD in the character. Like, nobody calls him that. Everyone calls him Artia. Like, I have no idea why they gave him a nickname. just one of the most baffling decisions. Another thing that gets, you know, if you could turn it off for the Ancient Cave, it would probably be nice, but I appreciate, is the little, like, fanfare and holding up the item. Like, every chest is a little gift in this game. It makes a lot more sense in the main game when, like, chests are generally the reward for, like, a puzzle, or, and, you know, you might have, like, 3 in a room at most. But it definitely speaks to its Zelda inspirations, and I like getting that little celebration whenever you open one. I think I have one more step. Oh, that's really bad. I knew I was taking a risk that I shouldn't have. Well, when you see how badly this battle goes for me, you will not call me a coward. This is awful. I mostly just have to hope that Artia doesn't get confused so I can run. Ooh, that could have ended the run right there. Very, very easily could have ended the run. Everything. My greatest weakness is music. Alright. Jewels are nice, but I really need not that. Yes. I guess Maxim can actually use the int and Dakar can't. Dakar, canonical dumbass. You know, I just had a little internal debate, because I still don't really know where I stand. I think Dakar is a himbo, but he's not quite pure of heart enough for me to, like, slam dunk that categorization. He is absolutely dumb of ass. But he shows surprising emotional insight and, like, helps console another party member about her relationship problems, and is, you know, kind and sweet, sort of. But that's presented as a twist more than, like, his main personality trait. So I don't know. I guess I'll say he's a flavor of him, though. I was actually thinking about that fairly recently because a mutual of mine on Blue Sky was asking for like examples of furry himbos, and I'm like, I don't know enough to like answer that question, so I didn't try to. But it then just, you know, because my brain is stupid, started thinking about that as a wow. It dropped a Hydro Rock? That's actually a super good pickup, because Triple Attack is one of those 3x attacks I was talking about. It's not, once again, it's not the best, but it's a component of a kill. It can be. With that, I'm starting to look more for Trick. Also, this game has some real good derpy bird sprites. It's so sad that it has to triple attack and almost kill Artia. It doesn't want to do this, and yet it must. These guys. I don't think these are the particularly bad ones, but they're an introduction to that Cyclops enemy type. When I mentioned earlier that some enemies have line of sight, they're the main ones I was talking about. Having not seen Beastars, I cannot confirm nor deny. I think Legoshi is Beastars, right? That's the, like, wolf dude. I both haven't really watched an anime in a really long time, and, like, Beastars is in that kind of area where, like, I don't know if it's legitimately good or all the furries talk about it because people are hot. I assume I'm correct in reading a healthy amount of sarcasm into that. Is this the same argument that Bloomborough wasn't the furry Magic set? Wait, it's been going that long? I legitimately had no idea it's that long running. Oh. So I take that as a recommendation then, Toonhead. Although hearing that it's been going that long is a bit intimidating. Yeah, the whole, like, 2020 time dilation thing, I feel less bad about it. Like, it sucks that I have to say this, but I feel less bad about experiencing it when I know that it's just, like, collective trauma worldwide. Like, that's a bad thing, but at least it's not just me. Also, like, at risk of getting a little too real, time dilation has always, until incredibly recently, been a thing with me, so, that's just how I lived for a long time. And yeah, I guess if it's not, like, been, you know, a full giant season and a bunch of stuff for every year for the last 5 years, ah, come on. I need that core. So, Tormod, when you were talking last night about core training, this is what you were talking about, right? I need to go find some jelly-like objects to smash. Well, at least I get a green core. Can I get the no core? Damn. Go on. Less bad than I expected. No cores are actually RGB, but they don't have animated enemy sprites in this, so they couldn't animate it. So they just made them no cores. Obviously. this one stick around. And there's 2 no cores. Damn. I really need that. Egg. You know, I was thinking kind of the same thing, Tormod. I may have correlated, I may have just, like, lumped BNA and, B-stars in the same place in my brain. Right, these guys both... Problem with 2 of your people using burn swords is when you run into a fire elemental enemy. I should actually see if I have anything better. No. Oh, that's sad to hear. I should have just fine. Oh, that's right. BNA was trigger. Yeah, now that I know it's trigger, that does not surprise me. I also just had a really dumb idea for a redeem that I'll have to remember once I finally get off my feathered ass and work on more of those redeems. I mean, if I could make that, if I could summon you with points, Tormod, you would never be safe. Come on. Like, I'm gonna be honest, you're not even that far away, and I wish you were closer. Now, game, you gave me the old armor. Give me the old sword to complete the set. That would be very kind of you. Okay, small. I know that that's a spoonerism, but also, isn't bokeh the thing where, like, someone slams someone else against, well, it doesn't actually slam them against the wall, but slams their hand against the wall, trapping someone else? Like, the romantic trope thing. Just doing that with someone real short. Is that what a bokeh small is? I think that's what that's called. I know there is a word for it, and I think that's what it is. Also, once again, shoutouts to this basilisk sprite. Like, this thing is legit kind of terrifying, and I'm always down for long things with multiple arms. Third Curse Lifter? Alright, I feel way less bad about accidentally equipping that Berserk Blade earlier. I mean, look outside, from what I've seen, does seem like it would be my jam. I own it and I started it, but I haven't gotten very far. I'm a little sad that I didn't know you two were starting it, because I would have joined you if you wouldn't have me. You know, I don't want to invite myself, but... Yes. Oh, damn. These things. I don't think I can run. They're faster than already. They're not. Okay, that helps. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, that's why these guys suck. That will probably have to be an over Discord thing, unless we want to wait a billion years. Or people are okay with me just deciding to do that instead of, like, any of the other things that I have planned. Yeah, I played one night for a little bit, and like, I won't like say specifically when I got to, but I haven't like fought a boss or anything yet. Like I'm super early in. I'm assuming there are bosses, I guess. That's an assumption I'm making. Oh, yes. Speaking about Discord streaming, I may have a project that I will perhaps request some assistance from you on in the future, Tormod. I don't know if this is the technology that would be useful, but so, for Extra Life, the way we do the Ocarina of Time randomizer, and have done it every year, is we just all stream to Discord, and Walt acts as producer, and that's janky, it's hard to see everything, there's a lot of wasted space. I would like to set up, for the future, some method of doing things similarly to like how Arcade Pit or Kuso Grande does it, which I assume is done through RTMP in some variety. I don't actually know. I was actually thinking about, once I wanted to get started on this, like, seeing if I could DM Tristan or someone who is a knower. But if that is RTMP, and I know you set that up a while back, so we might be able to try that out before I bother Tristan. I'm just specifically thinking of Tristan because I know they did a lot of work on like Big Bad Game-a-thon and Kuso Grande's back-end stuff. I could also probably poke in Smite's Discord too, but you know me. I am loath to bother people I don't already know, even if they would be willing to help. Okay, it is an RTMP setup. That's good to know. Alright, I wasn't sure how bad these dragons are. Don't look anymore into that. But they're pretty bad and I should not be fighting them. Yeah, I have the Kuso 8 thing, and I was going to start digging into that a little bit before poking anyone as the first thing, but while we're talking about it, I figured I'd bring it up. Because my first instinct is always to try and reverse engineer things instead of just ask people, because social anxiety. I mean, Tormod, if I only ever did things I knew how to do well, I would do literally nothing, so... Alright. Well, I guess it's the lion first. I turn. Alright, Sphinx. Believe me, that is a mood to Ned. Except I am bad at asking for help. It is a thing I am actively working on. Oh, do you hang out with Tristan? Thank you, Tormod. That legitimately means a lot. Because, like, you know, all things... I suck a lot. I forgot. I really should have been using IP. So, they can just kill me. Right, I do absolutely actually need to fight that guy is the problem. Okay, that's huge. That is gigantic. Yeah, there's plenty of time. It's always scary to have to use IP because getting it back in the later floors is hard. Also, getting to the later floors is important. But yeah, like, to be honest, Tristan seems like they're really cool, and I wouldn't mind getting to know them, just, you know, intimidating, because I know they're busy and, you know, kind of a big deal in a lot of places. So lesson learned about the gold golems. They chase you but don't continue facing the same direction. So you can hit them in the back, which is huge if you can get them in a doorway. Which is honestly the only time you should be fighting them, is if you have to. Yeah, that's a fair point, Ted. Honestly, the biggest sin that the Ancient Cave commits is that it very quickly becomes a bad idea to hug the dragons. And it should never be a bad idea to hug a dragon. I don't think I've ever seen the Fatal Pick do any damage if it didn't insta-kill. You know, I'm onto your tricks. I successfully beat the impulse to go straight for those stairs and get caught in that fight. Please clap. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, yeah, I mean, if I did end up going to Tristan, it would be with basically what I told y'all, that I would like to replace our jank setup and, you know, maybe have something in my back pocket for doing more group collab type stuff in the future, but specifically for the Extra Life randomizer tradition. Also, if we had something like that, it would let us more reliably scale up to more people, because something I'm kind of envisioning is having, like, maybe, you know, kind of an arcade pit style 4-screen setup, and just, rather than swapping the focus in the Discord stream, just, like, swapping streams in and out as things are interesting on different ones. This. Actually, you know what? I will actually be right back. I have been bad about taking breaks. I'm out of water. I could use a snack. All that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do that and actually take care of myself. So I'm going to do all that good stuff. I recommend you do the same. As usual, pet your local birds, cats, dragons, dogs, all that, whatever you got around. And I will see you shortly. some water. I went to Trader Joe's yesterday after going to the theater, so I have some Trader Joe's Lebkuchen. And I need to mute this for myself. I'm really glad that the audio source beta in OBS is working better now, because it lets me be a dumbass with my transitions and not have to remember to mess with everything every time. I guess I could talk about that. Went to the movie theater for the first time in... I legitimately don't remember the last time I was at the movie theater. Which doesn't really say that much, because time is an illusion. I'm bad at remembering things like that anyway. But it's been a really long time. I went out to see the new Frankenstein, the Guillermo del Toro movie, and there were a handful of things I was a little annoyed about, that I felt kind of undermined the message a little bit, but those niggles aside, like, I think it was an excellent movie. Very well done. Had to keep myself from crying a few times. My understanding is that it's fairly faithful to the book, at least in the sense that it is not a Hollywood monster movie. You're not like, it's sympathetic to the monster. And it made me want to go out, and after I'm done streaming today, while I'm out running some errands, I'm going to go to the library and pick up a copy of the book, so that I can have an informed opinion about how faithful to the book it was. Really, how could Mary Shelley do this to Del Toro's masterpiece? Okay, I will keep the Mist Rapier. It's not great, but that is a 3x. when the capsule monsters just casually request a blue chest sword. No, I'm not feeding you one of the strongest swords in the game. Get back in your lane. Also, observe the ultimate life form. Now I have to look up. So, the way the capsule monsters work, is you feed them equipment to get them to the 4th form, and then the 5th form requires a specific fruit at a specific stage. Okay, you need a breeze fruit for him, which I don't think I have. So if I get a breeze fruit, I can do that, but I probably won't. They're pretty rare. Ooh. Alright. I might be able to do this. I don't know. If I don't get something high tier, it'll be iffy, but Trick might make it doable. Alright. Unfortunately, I do have to go through that door to get to the exit, I think. Earth genies aren't the most dangerous of this tier. Ah, damn it, that was a mistake. But they're certainly not easy. The stairs. I'm glad they found love. Wow. If it isn't the Blowjob Brothers. Ah. Come on. I think the gold eye is good, but come on. Also, that's another example. Final Fantasy Tactics did that too, where they translated breath as bracelet. Like, I wonder if those look really similar. I'm going to try again for a preemptive. Hey, Grits. Thanks for the good luck. I'm happy to provide background sounds. Come on, Archie, I'm begging you. And that's why you bring Sully. Battle Anger is very, very powerful. As is Headbutt. Losing all of my IP there sucks. Because, yeah, like, death actually isn't that bad in this, except for the fact that dying reduces your IP to 0. Copyright law is a lot harsher in the land of Lufia. Alright, class, how do you spell potion? This will be on the exam. Okay. How much does that cost? Because once again, I can never remember. I think Fry is the stronger of the two. Yeah. Okay. So Artie does have an offensive option for the jelly. That's not a good start. These guys are another very, very scary encounter. Okay, that helps. A lot of XP, though. Sorry, Maggie, I'm not opening the window for you right now. I know, I'm very cruel and heartless. Okay. Archfiends have multiple attacks and can cast instant death. Honestly, I'll take that for the IP. Get all excited. Like, it's not bad, it's good armor, but it doesn't do much for me. Okay, come on. Ah. The other worthless blue chest item. I think that is a shop, yeah. All it does, I guess it has courage on it, but all it does is give you a cost reduction at shops. Also, only Salon can wear it. Also known as Lady Not Appearing in This Dungeon. Which, I want to say, if you could replace Maxim, I would probably bring Ceylon over him. She has access to a lot of the equipment that no one else does that can be pretty useful. And she's faster than Maxim, so that increases your run chances. She's better at magic. Maxim is unfortunately the super middle-of-the-road character, just slightly tilted towards physical over magic. And in this party, since Maxim ends up in the back row, I would prefer someone faster with better magic. But Maxim does bring the option of having the the deadly sword, which he's the only one who can equip, so... You know. And while I was yapping, I didn't take note of whether or not I saw the stairs. Which is worse, this encounter. I think I might be able to trap him. Come on. Ah, damn it. That's scary. That's also not great. Okay. Getting lucky. I have plenty of MP restoratives, so the absorbs aren't that big of a deal. Alright. Oh good, a monster room. That's definitely not... Yeah, game, you're right. That's the correct thing to give me here. A leech. Okay, good. I have to see... I have to go the other way and hope. Which does mean I have to go through another Archfiend combat, but... Okay, good, a crate. Regains. Nope. Is this the second run that's going to die to a floor 70 plus required party room? Yeah, I'm really gonna need you to step it up with the fatal pick hits. probably could have avoided this fight, but I really just need to clear some stuff out and not have to dodge him while I'm trying to deal with everything else. Yep. And this is why 2 of them is scary. Just not Guy again. The best part is, any of these encounters could conceivably kill me. They have a fairly low chance individually, but there's a lot of them. But yeah, these encounters are really showing why I was very keen to pick up a fatal pick or something, because, like, I would not be winning any of these without some sort of instant death. Is that not? Was I just blind somewhere else? Or was it, like, behind one of them? Forget to recheck down here. Oh. Well. I guess that was good practice for clearing out a monster room. Oh, stairs. Okay. At this point, you kind of want to be jetting for the stairs, but I still need enough stuff that I kind of have to do what looting I can. Floor 80. Still dropping potions. Lizard. Also, lizard blow. Don't have to ask me twice. See, this is how I know Egrets is still lurking. To be 100% honest, I'm going to call this run successful if I get to floor 100. The first part to getting consistent at jelly kills is getting to floor 100 as consistently as possible. Yeah, no, that's not worth it. Alright. Yeah, pretty much. Is the Myth Blade... Oh! Yes! I was right! Okay. This might be doable. Because I can give Maxim the Mist Rapier. Oh wait, the Lizard Blow is... Okay. I got that mixed up with an earlier sword. So that's another 3x. I think this might be doable. I'm not doing a speed run, so I'm still going to loot what I can easily get to. But I think someone who is used to doing this would be able to fairly easily get a jelly kill with this configuration. Oh, I know what you were doing, Egrets. I don't know if you heard earlier, but when I saw it, I was like, you don't have to ask me twice, and then I mentioned that the fact that I didn't get a reaction from you is how I knew you were still lurking. But no, Lizard Blow and Myth Blade were really clutch pickups. Have you been typecast incorrectly? Sure. Alright, quite literally the least threatening thing you could have done. Thank you. Imagine getting headbutt by a Moai statue. There's a reason that does 800 damage. playthroughs have been eerily empty, enemy-free. Not who I wanted you to hit with that, but that's fine. My only real concern now, I mean, other than getting to the bottom, which is not a done deal, Artie is missing a little bit of IP, which I don't think his IP matters that much, but I would obviously ideally want to have everyone at full. You saw me? How the hell did you see me? Is there a way around? Okay. Come on. I love random walk. It's my favorite thing. Although this might not be random walk. This might be weighted towards wherever you are. Yeah, I think it's weighted. Yeah, this is the entrance. Well, Jerry. Oh, there are the stairs. Okay. Also, I guess, if any of you ever wonder why I'm targeting what I'm targeting, there is the concept of rows for both your party and the enemy. You can see how they're kind of slightly offset, so I'm just having the physical attackers attack whoever's in the front row together, and then having Artia attack whoever I want to kill with the fatal pick first. kind of so surprising. I don't think there's a way around fighting this guy. Come on, at least attack already so I can get the IP. I don't know if that's coming through my mic, but... Maggie is very annoyed that the blinds are closed and is trying to force her way through. Good, I'm glad. Also, welcome to the portion of the dungeon where, even more so than the rest of it, dragons will fuck your shit up. I know I say that about a lot of things in the dungeon. It's because it's true, but every time I bring it up again, it's because things just got worse. Once again, I will allow you to provide your own joke in relationship to the name of that item. Alright, I'm getting fairly lucky with some compact floors. I've heard the name Bubblegum Crisis, but I don't know anything about it. Goodbye. Really hope I don't have to go in there. I'm going to make absolutely certain that I didn't miss it somewhere. Because if it's in there, I am massively, like, oh boy. Yeah, note that guy got 2 attacks. One of them did over half the health to everybody. Okay. That was an 80% chance. That was a 20% chance to lose the run, essentially. Okay. But on the plus side, I got my IP back. There was nowhere else to go, right? And silver isn't even the worst type of dragon. Okay, copper is more fine. These guys are actually... Like, if you're at this point in the dungeon, you still need to IP farm. These are the guys you're doing on. It's not safe. But they're not just going to randomly decide to engine run like silvers and golds will. Speak of the devil. Headbutt? No headbutt. Alright. Do I lose? No. I mean, I am completely safe here. And I am going to swing this sword as many times as... Oh, wait, we can do that? Ooh, okay, not completely safe here. I forgot that they were only one tile tall. Damn it. That's really bad. Because now I have to find a way to IP farm for Maxim. Which basically means I need to try to find Copper Dragon. Or I guess hope I don't die here and can escape. Oh. Yeah, that was about as bad as it could go without being run-ending. Now I really need to find a Copper Dragon. Because I also can't remember if floor 99 or floor 100 is the last one. I think it's floor 100, but I'm on 98, so... Okay. Now I have to hope Sully doesn't kill it. Please kill Sully. Run away, Sully. Or defend. That's fine, too. I should have run. Fuck. I think I have to risk it. That's really bad. Dread is defense down, so it both doesn't give IP and makes further attacks more deadly. Yeah. Alright, well, Run's dead. There's no way to do this without any IP on anybody. I am still going to get practice setting this up the way I would, though. Is that better than the Usurper Sword? It's not. Alright, the Usurper Sword is not 3x. It is better than the Red Honestly, I would settle for any re-release that isn't the weird action RPG DS version. Yeah, you have the 3x and the Mist Rapier. I should look up what the actual benefit of the Samurai Jewel is. Okay, so not worth using. Actually, I guess, give me just a minute. We're not going to do this. Obviously, like I said, I don't have the IP for it. But I'm going to show y'all how it works, and I'm going to do what I can to practice. So, give me just a moment. My camera will probably look really weird while I'm doing this, because I have to turn 45 degrees. I'm going to bring up the calculator and show it on screen as I work through whether or not this would have been able to succeed. I mean, honestly, it would be very funny if I was able to set something like that up, given the whole owl situation. Because I can do that, just my model can't. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to hide this. That should work. Okay. So let's input what I've got. Maxim is level 47. I assume that's what this one is for. And he has a Wizard Blow, a Bright Armor. Oh, okay. Things. Mage Shield. No helmet. No ring. I don't have any rings, do I? No. Getting 0 rings was kind of unfortunate, too. And he has a Hydora. Car. Guy. Party. Rapier. Oh, I suppose while I'm talking this direction, can you hear me, like, at all? were you hearing me musing about what I'm doing? Because my mic is also... Okay. Nothing there. Boom turbine. I guess... Yeah, textual is still probably the best. That's the boom sword. No. So Dakar gets the fry sword. Gold armor. What's the IP on gold armor? Oh, useless. Tall shield. And gold eye. Guy gets the myth blade. I guess metal jacket, but that doesn't matter. And Gorgon rock. Okay. And Sully. Oh, right. Everyone is level 47. I really wish you could type in here. I'm just going to assume everyone's level 47. Put you at like 46 because you were viable. Hey, with just a single use of the Mythblade's weapon IP, I get a 2% kill probability, a 1.6% kill probability. I mean, I don't get that because, I wonder, which is better? Do I use rock IP? No, weapon IP is better. I'm also going to look up... What's this called? Combo attack? What's the actual damage on combo attack? Int plus 450. Well, that means it's awful on him. Oh, Fry is the weaker of them. I think Thunder is his strongest spell then. That is something I've always wondered. Is Trick... No, okay. 2 tricks, though, and then a weapon IP. No, that's worse. Thunder. So. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I had a super good chance even, like, I would have been praying, basically. Right? Well, either way, none of this actually matters, because, I don't have IP. Also, this is one of the things I was talking about. In the NA release, they screwed up the, palettes somehow when they were updating the text, I guess. This is not supposed to look like a random mess of everything. Also, yes, if there was any question about whether or not this was a joke, you at least do get to hear the Sinistral battle theme. This song is so good. You know, right? Yeah. That is kind of Naramura-esque. Also the kind of shit he would pull in one of his, in a Hell Temple or something. That's that. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with how that run went. Like, even the best runners don't necessarily get a jelly kill, and, like, there's still a load of room for improvement. I shouldn't have lost all of my IP at the end there. Like, it's my own fault that I treated those dragons incorrectly at the end. Yeah, no, Toonhead, I do have things I need to do today. Kind of a concerning number of things I need to do today. But yeah, like, as far as practice runs go, I'm pretty happy with that one. There's a lot of internalization of patterns I still need to do, just not making dumb mistakes, like running into things that I shouldn't, and knowing when I need to step back and take a couple extra seconds to evaluate things. Yeah, I'm still enjoying this, so I'm going to keep doing them. I think this is a good, like, runs last about as long as my normal stream time, so I can just throw it up and do that when I don't have anything else pressing to do. And maybe someday I'll add a timer. But yeah, I have to go do some shopping, go to the library, do some math homework. So I think I'm going to head out. Auth is doing a day stream, doing some WMS practice. I think that's a Tina-approved stream tip. Yeah, this has been fun. It also gives me a good opportunity to just yap at people about things, which is always nice, so thanks for showing up. Thanks for giving me someone to yap to. I'm always kind of blown away by the fact that people come watch. I really appreciate it. All that being said, have a good rest of your Sunday, and I will see y'all later.